So I just turned 22 a few days ago, and 22 is a long period of time to be alive. A little too long, if you ask me. And you know, over the years, I've had my fair share of eventful slut phases, and I've managed to accumulate a pretty decent-sized list of chaotic, awful, embarrassing, but funny stories. Some of these I thought were even good enough that I wanted to save them for if I eventually did stand-up in the future, but I'm not gonna do stand-up. Who the fuck am I kidding? I'm way too anxious for that shit. So I'm gonna make a video instead. Okay, this one's super embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie to you. Only like 3 people total know about this. Now I will now make my own humiliating thing public, so that'll be fun. I may have, in fact, just like partied with this one girl for 2 days straight. We didn't sleep or really eat actual food. All we did was just like hammer down energy drinks. Kinda cool. But it didn't end well. I may have ended up just shitting my pants in the most impressive display of diarrhea I think that has ever occurred. When I say that there was a lot of shit, like, it doesn't do it justice, like, at all. I don't even know how my body had that much, like, no joke, about 2 gallons worth of diarrhea went out of me and onto the floor. It was a hardwood floor, thank fuck. Just pool, like, the entire bathroom had a layer. It went out of my pants and then, like, filled up, like, the entire, oh my god. The smell. Junk food and Monster Energy and diarrhea all blended together and covering the entire bathroom floor. But yeah, not a great way to end a date, you know, just by your body force ejecting 2 gallons worth of diarrhea onto the floor. However, it wasn't a deal breaker. We dated for a while after that, so hey, keep your head up, kings. If you shit in front of a woman, she might still fuck you. Who's ready for an awful first date experience? I have one. I'm a little hesitant to tell this story because the person that I went on this date with may or may not watch this video, so if you are, sorry. So I went out with this girl, I went over to her place, and the first thing we did, like 4 minutes into like essentially meeting each other for the first time, we got into her car, and right in the middle, right where like the cup holders are in the middle, she pulls up a red Solo cup and just goes like, still vodka in it. Drinking and driving, LOL. Did like a playful flirty nudge and then downed it and then threw it on the ground, to which drew my attention where my feet are in the passenger seat. There were vodka bottles, I believe, or like beer bottles, empty alcohol containers. So, you know, just a few minutes into the date, already drinking and driving. At this point, I've already determined I want to go home, but it's rude to do that immediately. So I stuck around, and it only got worse from there. The dinner went fine, you know, no real complaints. But at the end, when we went back to her place, there were, you know, a couple people waiting. She was like, oh, hey, hold on, real quick. I just got to take care of some business. And she started selling them weed right there. You know, I respect the hustle, don't get me wrong, but that felt inappropriate. You don't start off a date with drinking and driving and end it by dealing strangers drugs. I don't feel like that's a good dating manual thing to do. And I went home and ghosted her indefinitely. Sorry. This next story is one of my favorites. I remember immediately after it happened, I made a tweet about it because it was so fucking funny to me. But that was just the abridged version. Now I'm gonna give you the full fucking story. So I was doing the old wham bam thank you ma'am with one of my friends over at her apartment. And, you know, it was, this time was let's just say particularly aggressive. We were both drinking heavily. There's no way to really go into more detail without it just sounding like an erotic fan fiction, so use your imagination. Very rough, very loud, and you know, we finished, you know, cuddling, having a few more drinks, all good fun, and then we heard a knock at the door. And you know, it's like 11:30, so we were thinking, oh shit, we probably woke up her neighbors or something. So she puts on some pants really quickly, and I do the same. And then she opens up the door, and there are not one, but 6 police officers. They got a call because of, and I quote, very loud screaming and crying was coming from the apartment complex, followed by a very, very awkward explanation of just like, oh no, we were just fucking, I'm sorry. I stayed back the whole time. Part of me kind of feels bad because, like, you know, they think a woman is being beaten to death, so it'd be really suspicious if me, the man, goes, hold on, nothing to see here, fellas, you can leave. So I kind of had to just let her do all the talking, and I'm just sitting there on the couch, really drunk, without a shirt on, and all these cops come in just to, like, check the place out, and I'm just sitting there drunk. Hello? Ah, no, we're all good. But the cops pretty immediately were just kind of like, oh, okay, I see what's going on here. All right, just keep it down. Have a good one. The term murdering that pussy gets thrown around a lot, but have you ever fucked someone so hard that the cops get concerned and have to come over? Because I did. So one time, you know, I was getting the old Glock 9000, if you know what I mean. I remember thinking, like, there's no way it could get better than this. So, you know, she's doing her thing, and I'm doing my thing, and it's all good and fun. And then all of a sudden, it feels amazingly good. Like, you know, getting your knob slobbed always feels great. But, like, I don't know, just like something all of a sudden just immediately became the most pleasurable sensation I've ever felt in my entire life. And I was like, damn, what the fuck is she doing? This is crazy good. I realized that she threw up, and I was just fucking a mouth full of puke and like stomach bile and stomach acid and old food, and I'm just fucking this shit out. Once she said something, stopped immediately, got a towel, did the whole good boyfriend spiel of just like, it's okay, like, don't feel embarrassed. But for like a good solid, like, 4 seconds, I was just going to town on stomach bile, and it felt amazing. Dude, oh my god. In hindsight, you know, really, really disgusting. But in the moment, I was like,
no.
well. Ooh, okay. This one I wasn't directly involved in, but it's funny enough that I wanted to share. When I was like 17 or 18, somewhere in there, I was out walking my dog at like 1, 2 a.m., super fucking late. It was winter, so it was like really, really cold outside and like complete dead silent, really beautiful too. And as I was walking my dog, I overheard a couple arguing. And when I say arguing, I mean arguing. Like, oh my god. Like some Oscar-worthy fucking Marriage Story type fight was happening. And I remember being really fucking cold and making the decision, I'm so sorry, Bianca. We are standing here so I can eavesdrop on this couple have a divorce because it's funny. I stood there for a solid, I want to say 8 minutes, just listening to this couple fight. And I mean, oh my god, it was like, it was so intense. I'm talking like, we could have been something, but you had to throw it all away. What about what I want? You never fucking think about what I want. My poor dog just really wanted to go home, but I was like, I'm so sorry, sweetheart. This is the show of a lifetime. I'm staying here for this shit. Eventually, they heard my dog's collar jingle, and then they realized that I was standing there listening to them for like 8 whole minutes, and then they went inside. I don't know what happened to them. Hopefully, they're happy. Hopefully, they're not together. Alright, once again, keeping everyone super anonymous, so I'm not going to say who, but someone that I dated once, I think a few times, and I had to tell her to stop, referred to me as Poppy while having sex. Once again, just to reiterate, this is who she was referring to as Poppy. There are 4 faces on your screen right now. 3 of these 4 technically qualify to be labeled as poppy material, and one of them does not. Can you guess which one of these things is not like the other? That's right. If you were my ex, you would have failed that fucking quiz, though. She was a white girl, too. Like, that's like calling me Big Daddy T or some shit. It's like, I'm too white for that label. Thank you, ma'am, but please no. Some of these stories aren't exactly chaotic, but they're funny, and I wanted to share them anyways. One time I was having sex with this one girl, and while on top of me, she looked down, and she goes, and I shit you not, she goes, "You have tiny nipples." Wait, no. Nah, they're normal. And then kept writing like she didn't just do that. What do you do in that situation? Do you laugh? Do you... I don't even know what to do, even now. So I dated this one girl for a while, and she had a dad that recently-ish got out of prison for murder. White and bald and covered in tattoos. And he gave off, like, really huge, like, running the white supremacy circle inside the prison vibes. And, when I went over to meet her folks, that was the dad. No fucking pressure, right? Now, this was in, like, middle school. Like... I didn't have the social ability to navigate this weird situation just yet. We were hanging out at the dinner table, and he just, very, very casually says something about a certain group of people, using a word that started with an N. I'm sure you can fill in the blanks. And then everyone laughed, and I was sitting there very silently. Part of me in hindsight is like, I'm not proud of the way I didn't say anything, but it's also like, yeah, no, 13-year-old me teaching moral lessons to this man. That'll sure fucking work well in my favor. I was dating this one girl, and I've never been mistaken for a lesbian more in my fucking life than when I was dating her. Every time we went to a restaurant, there's like a 50% chance that it would start off with, "What can I get you ladies tonight?" It was kind of annoying, but not like the end of the world. I don't mind that much. It's kind of funny. But then we went to Pride together. And I don't think a single human being even considered for a second that I was a man. Straight up, everyone was just like, "Y'all are the cutest lesbian couple." And I was like, "Thank you, I'm a dude." So I'm not exactly proud of this next story, but I'm going to tell you anyways. A handful of years ago, me and the person I was dating at the time broke up, and for a while there, we weren't on good terms. Like a few days after we broke up, I went to a show, and at that show, someone whom my now ex really hated was there. The person that she really hated saw me at the show and approached me and was like, "Hey, I heard you guys broke up. I want to make her jealous. I do not like that bitch. So, is it okay if I take out my phone and take a picture with you and caption it hanging out with a cute boy?" And I remember sort of having this conflict of, should I be a good person or should I be a petty teenage asshole? And I went with the petty version. I out loud was like, "That's really fucked up. Let's do it." So yeah, I kind of feel bad about that one. On one hand, I'm not the one that initiated it or thought of it, but I still went along with it, so not my finest moment. For this next story to make sense, I have to provide a little bit of backstory, but I'm going to keep it brief and abridged and as vague as possible to not get anyone in trouble. So me and this girl, we kind of got feelings for each other, like, very, very, very quickly. So love was exploding. My penis was exploding. You get it. But the one little sort of complication was that she was in a committed relationship, and he wasn't aware of it. And yeah, I'm not proud of it. That's not a good person thing to do, but I was in love, fucking... When you love someone that much, you just kind of don't give a shit. But, she eventually was like, "I can't keep doing this anymore," and broke it off with me, and we never, talked ever again. And it sucks. I'd like to pretend that I don't give a shit. It bothers me still, I'm not gonna lie. But that led to the most comedically awful series of events that has ever happened to me ever. I don't know if God is real or not, but if he is real, then he was definitely trying to send me a not so subtle message to stop fucking women in relationships because, oh my god, he layered on the irony so fucking thick. Literally every piece of media that showed up for like the next 3 weeks was directly related to my situation. Tame Impala came on and I was like, okay, well that's a little too close to home. Let's skip this one. Oh, Another Life. Cool. I don't know if I like that very much. Skip. Oh, The Hills by The Weeknd. I'm sorry, is every single fucking musician on planet Earth having an affair all of a sudden? What the fuck? Alejandro by fucking Lady Gaga. A banger. It's a classic. It's one of my favorite songs. Surely this can't also weirdly directly correlate to my situation. Fuck. Maybe music isn't my thing. You know, I'll watch something, you know. Annihilation. It's a fucking horror movie. Surely there's not gonna be any weird subplot of like the main character fucking someone else while being married and how it's a whole plot point. Fuck, that's a thing. Okay. You know, maybe music and movies just aren't what I need right now. I'll hang out with family. What's my mom doing? Oh, she's watching Brokeback Mountain. Then one of my friends, who was totally unaware of the situation, no one knew about it, was like, hey, I know you do not like Bring Me the Horizon at all, but you might like this one song. Just check it out. It might not be your thing, but, you know, just a friendly music suggestion. Let's look at the lyrics. It is literally my exact situation. Can't be any more fucking on the nose, dude. You know, shit happens, you move forward, but in this case, just the universe was straight up just like shoving my nose in it and just being like, you don't get to move forward, you stupid bitch. Why can't I just assist in hot goth women's affairs using my penis? Like, that is, why do I have to suffer the consequences of those actions? Why can't I just get a free pass? That's not fair. I'm making jokes, obviously, but like, it sucked. But it's fine now, I guess, sort of, not really. Anyways, that's the list. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed me rambling for a little bit. Fucking thank you for 3,000 subscribers. That's a fucking big deal. 3,000 people made the conscious effort to like subscribe to see more of my shit. That's so much fucking people, dude. So thank you, all of you. Fucking love you guys. Anyways, bye. Thank you for watching. Love you.